Dot fans, we're back with the NES, and we are going to play what I'm sure you will agree has to be regarded as an all-time arcade classic, Namco's Galaga. Galaga was, of course, the sequel to Galaxian in the arcades, but it proved to be a pretty tough nut to crack as far as porting it to a home audience. First screen, it's kind of cathartic to just kill everything as soon as possible. The second screen is when you have to start being choosy about which ones you eliminate. Ah, the bees. I hate the freaking bees. Not the real bees, of course, but, you know, alien space bees. From space. Space bees are the worst. I think I just shot the... Oh, no! Crap. Well, this will be entertaining. Yeah, I could just, like, not hit any of them at all. That's good, too. That's perfectly acceptable. Especially if you're an alien space bee. You know, from space. Ah! Well, that was a waste of time. Darn alien space bees. There is a somewhat significant difference between NES Galaga and Arcade Galaga, which is simply the amount of space that it takes for the enemy ships to reach you. In the arcade game, they have a lot more vertical space to cover, and so you have maybe a bit more time to line up your shots and take aim and also get out of the way, which is something I just failed to do and thus endeth the game. Well, that wasn't a terribly good game of Galaga. Let me see if I can play a slightly better game. But that's really the big difference, is that a home TV version of Galaga is always going to be crunched into a smaller vertical space. And so either you crunch the graphics a bit, which I think they may have done slightly here. I hate space bees. You know, the ones from space. Bye. Stage 2, I really saved the whole getting captured and getting your ship back thing for Stage 2. Oh, alright, if you must. Try to save it for the end, but this is okay too. This is fine, said the dog with the coffee cup. That's also fine. You know what else is fine? I'm gonna try to... Yeah, okay, fine. Who else wants to have a go? You? Okay. Because I try to stay put in the middle after recapturing my ship, because then you are perfectly positioned for the challenging stage. And if you just stay perfectly still in that first challenging stage, all you have to do is fire away and you can hit everything. That is how you do that. Thank you very much. Maybe now I am in a place that can be mistaken for being in the zone. Probably not, but we'll see. Victory in Galaga is a very short-lived thing. Ah! Well, I took out all 3 of the special enemies, so there's that, I suppose. Now I'm left with nothing but space bees. From space. Galaga is a very frustrating game, but it never ceases to be fun. Even when that happens to me and the game is over. Yeah. Slightly better hit or miss ratio. I don't know how much stock to really put in the hit or miss ratio in Galaga, because it's kind of like, okay, what does that number look like versus, oh, say, how long you survived? Because not being dead is kind of, seems to me like the goal of the game, absent, you know, the giant boss battle that modern gaming would add to this. You know, there is no such big boss in Galaga. You just have tougher and tougher waves of space bees. You know, the ones from space. Die, space bees, die. You too, Buster. Get out of the car. Yeah, missed my Uber. There he was. Maybe he'll come again. Okay, first thing I'm taking out. Freaking Space Bee. Yeah, you. You. Okay, I have left the zone. I was in the zone very briefly. I have, you know, now departing the zone. Green, party of 1. Okay. Yeah. So there you have it, Galaga for the Nintendo Entertainment System. A very good port. Again, much like Donkey Kong, as close to arcade perfection as the state-of-the-art of that era could manage. And so it only took, yeah, copyright 1981 to 88, only took 7 years to get to where you could replicate the arcade experience that close. And really, if you think about it, it almost seems like it happened in a shorter space than that, because previous attempts to port games of this vintage had issues, some of them pretty minor, some of them 2600 Pac-Man major. I'll use that as you know, I've turned that phrase into an adjective now. There you go. So there you have it. A better game of Galaga than probably any console of that era could have given us, with the body of programming knowledge at the time. Now we now know that the 2600 could manage a pretty good game of Galaga, but it hadn't at that point, and so that made this the only game in town.